George, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. It's really, really good to be here.
You know, I don't know what inspired. Maybe I saw something online that was really good, and I was like, we got to get George in the studio. Were we talking online recently or something?
Man, so first off, been a fan of yours forever. Growing up in Austin, been listening to you on the radio forever. And I'm sitting on my couch one night. I had just posted like a little story about being on the road with Gary Allen, and I covered one of his songs in my post. And I'm sitting on the couch and I scroll and I see your name commenting on it, and I about fell out of my seat.
Yeah, I was like, that's
cool, man.
It's really
Thank
good.
you. Yeah,
that's what it
you.
is. And then I took that and I pushed a little arrow and I sent it over to Scuba Steve's account and I said, hey, book George. We'd like to have him up on the show. I was just looking for stuff on Insta. I mean, I guess that's what I do now. I don't even go search full songs. I'm just like looking for people playing on Instagram. And George is really good anyway. And you got a little heat on you right now.
Man, life has been really good. I've been in Nashville almost 8 years now, which is wild. And, you bang your head against the wall forever, and then finally some things start working out. And this last year has kind of felt like a dream, man. We've been touring, we've been recording music, and it feels like it might actually work, man. So it's
that's how
really
I feel too.
exciting.
Like it feels like it might actually work for me. I'd like to do a couple things, George, before we get to your music. If you haven't heard it, I'm going to get to his song Beer, Beer, Truck, Truck in a second, because I think we had you on the phone when that went viral. But there was a girl on TikTok who said all country songs say beer, beer, truck, truck. And here's a clip of that.
Beer, beer, truck, truck, girls in tight jeans.
So she said that's all country music was. And you did something that was pretty clever. You actually made a song about it, but you kind of flipped it a little bit. Here's a clip of George's Beer, Beer, Truck, Truck.
Just all you should know, it ain't all beer, beer, truck, truck. Girls in them tight jeans, small town riding round.
So what you did is you said, hey, it ain't always, and used her beer, beer, truck, truck. So whenever you get the idea for that, do you go, okay, this could be really dumb, or this could be like really clever? Were you kind of, or did you know you had something there?
So it was almost like a stars aligning kind of week. I was in Galveston, Texas. Clay Walker had invited me to his house to write for his record.
That's a flex. Hey, what a flex. Didn't have to add that, but I like that you did. Yeah, I like that you did. I like it. Yeah.
We got to lay the groundwork here. But I had basically just told Clay that I was probably not going to do the artist thing anymore. Not because I didn't want to, just because I had been trying forever and I could not figure out how to make it work. And in the least likely thing to ever happen, Clay says, man, you can't give up. I'll tell you what you need to do. And I've idolized Clay. Like I would love to have a career like his. And so I'm sitting there on the edge of the couch waiting for Clay to change my life with this advice. And he says, you need to put your songs on TikTok. And
So Clay Walker, who's late 50s, 60s, he tells you you got to get on TikTok.
Wow.
And man, I wish you could have seen my eyes roll. I literally put nothing into it. Like I was like, man, that's a bummer. But I go back to my room to get showered up before we're going out for dinner for the night, and something in me was like, you know what? Just try it. And so I downloaded the app. I have like 6 followers, my mom, my sister, a couple fake accounts, and that's it. And the first thing I do is I click the country music hashtag, and I see that video. And I was already in like a good headspace from like writing songs for the week, and I was like, man, wouldn't it be funny if I took her words and wrote a song out of it kind of as a rebuttal? And so I did. I sat down for like 30 minutes on the edge of my bed, and I wrote a little verse and a chorus, and I posted it. And then we went to dinner and came back like 3 hours later. And Clay's like, open it up. How'd it do? And in that 3 hours, I'd gone from like 6 to 20,000 followers. And all of a sudden, it's got like hundreds of thousands of views, and there's all these comments. And then a week goes by, and I've got 100,000 followers, and there's thousands and thousands of comments saying that I need to finish the song. And I'm like, man, I've kind of got myself in a predicament. I'm going to have to put out a song called Beer, Beer, Truck, Truck with my name on it. So I sat down and I finished it as best I could. And I actually sent it to this girl. Her name's Erin Chambers. And we actually developed a bit of a relationship. She's awesome. And she told me that she actually grew up a country music fan, got away from it. But this song gave her a bunch of nostalgia and that she really liked it. And I actually brought her on as a songwriter with me. And we put it out.
You made her a songwriter on?
I did.
Because this song's got over 10 million streams, so she's made a little money off.
She actually just texted me that she's like, these royalty checks are pretty fun.
That's pretty awesome.
She's an elementary school music teacher just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. So the story it's one of those things you can't make up, just the stars aligned, and sometimes it just works out. It was really cool.
So you grew up in Austin, Texas?
Yes, sir.
You were born there?
Born and raised in Austin, Texas. Actually never lived anywhere else till I moved here.
Really? This show, born and raised in Austin, Texas.
I know
the
it.
whole show.
There
Yeah.
were many a times in high school where I was late to class listening to this show.
I appreciate that. So you live in Austin. When do you decide to make the move to Nashville?
I moved to Nashville at the end of 2014, and actually I never really thought I would play music for a living. It was always something that I loved. I did it in high school. I grew up on 6th Street, X's on my hands, and a little band, and we kept it going in college and stuff. And I tried to be responsible and get a desk job and just kind of...
What'd you do?
I worked in commercial real estate doing business development, and I was like a number cruncher at a financial firm too. So
Were you always itching though to get out and play even though you were doing that? Were you playing locally or did you just give it up for a while?
Man, we just played locally. It was didn't even tour, just did it because I love it. I would, it was one of those jobs right out of college where you're working till 9, 10 p.m. every night, and I would get out of work and we'd go rehearse till 1 a.m. and then go back to work the next morning, and then we'd play Friday, Saturday nights in little dive bars in Austin. And it kind of started, a couple friends would show up, and then all of a sudden it started getting bigger and bigger, and we started just packing out these local venues. And then we were doing a show for a local station in Austin, and I met one of the guys that ran one of the stations, and like everybody else, this was the time of burn CDs. I was like, hey, man, I got this demo. Can I give you a demo of my burn CD? And he took it, and he called me back the next day, and he's like, you're the first person I've ever called back that gave me a demo. Do you mind if I send this up to Nashville? And that's what he did. And some
You just mailed it to the city?
Yeah,
Nashville.
Nashville, Tennessee. And it just a couple lucky breaks got me here. Some big people believing in me, and I've been here for a minute now, and had a couple things almost take off. Been knocking at the door for a minute, but this last year of Beer Truck went crazy. I got to sign a record deal and make my first full-length record, and started touring a little bit and opening up for some guys like Gary Allen and Jake Owen and Brantley, guys that I've that hung the moon for me, that I've idolized my whole life. So this past year has definitely, I'm out here hanging out with you, man. This past year has been a whirlwind.
Things are trending
for me.
downward after all that. Yeah, things are trending. So that you're single now that you played a minute ago. I can hear, and maybe because I kind of know the story a little bit, I can hear Aldine singing this song.
Yeah.
It sounds like when Aldine wants to do that couple songs where he tries to act sexy, this sounds like one of those songs he's singing, I'm in my underwear, everyone, and you're like, that's a catchy song, it's kind of weird, but when he sings it, but I can feel that vibe in it. So he had that song on hold?
Yeah, so when I was kind of on the verge of potentially not doing the artist thing anymore, I was really focusing on writing songs. And so Colt Ford, one of the first big artists to believe in me and give me a chance, and me and him were in the writer's room, and not really writing for anything specific, just trying to write a great song. And we finished it, and I didn't really have a way to put it out, and it wasn't what he does as an artist. So we're like, let's send it to Jason Aldean. And 24 hours later, we get an email with his entire team CC'd on it, and they're like, hey, don't play this for anybody else. Aldean wants to hold it for his new record. And for me, that was the biggest thing to ever happen to me in my entire life. So we're high-fiving, can't believe it. I feel like I've changed my life that day. And fast forward 6 months, this dumb song, Beer, Truck, blows up and completely changes my life. And I've got record labels calling me, and I'm like, I just have no idea what's going on. My world is spinning. And all of a sudden, I decide which record label I'm going to sign with, and I'm on the phone with the head of that label, and he's like, hey, man, I've listened to all your stuff, and I think Mind on You is your hit. I think that's a song that changes your life. And I'm like, man, I'm in trouble because I just gave it away. And he goes, well, you need to call and ask for it back. And so that's what I did with my tail tucked between my legs.
Who do you call?
I called Michael Knox, who is Jason Aldean's producer and A&R. And just kind of told him the story. And he checked with Jason and the team, and they gave me my song back, man, which does not happen that often. They could have easily told me to buzz off, and they didn't. And they were really excited for me. They were genuinely happy for my success and for my opportunities. So I just can't say enough about those guys taking care of me. And man, I can't believe I got to put it out with my name on it. And I'm really, really excited. I feel like we might just be getting started, and I can't wait to see where it goes.
George Birge got a self-titled EP out now. It's got 5 songs on it, including Mind on You, and Beer, Truck, a few other songs. So if you liked them here, I think you'll like this. But you say you finished your whole record. Is that coming out, like more songs soon or what?
Should be coming out this fall. I actually just got mixes in yesterday, and I don't know if it's cool or not to listen to your own music, but I think I've listened to it like 100 times. I'm just so excited about this project, and we'll have the record coming out hopefully in the fall, and doing a bunch of touring too. So I'm feeling very blessed right now.
I'll end on this. Your Instagram bio says golfing, grilling, songwriting, and singing. Now, you like to grill?
Yes.
A1 or no?
I'm not an A1 guy. I'm more
Okay,
of a
anyway, that's
smoker.
George Birge, everybody.
Yeah, smart.
That's George
Smart.
Birge. He's out of here. Listen, I'm a big A1 guy.
Hey man, I'll eat some A1.
I'm a big A1 guy. All right, you guys, go support George if you like his music. Follow him on Instagram and stream his music. And if he comes to town, go watch him. And that's what's up. George, great appearance. This is one of those, we were going to do one segment and we did two because it was so good. And I rarely do that, if I'm being honest with you.
Bobby, I cannot thank you enough, man. That is really special, and thank you for believing me and having us up here.
Well, and I know this is radio, so listeners, some in their cars, like can't see the smile on his face. Like when hopefully they can hear it, but whenever you're telling a story or talking about your songs or looking at Bob, like you have this smile and this on your face, and it just, I hope it's coming through.
Well, you look 15, but you've been married 10 years.
Hey, what about this beard, man? I've been working
but
hard
it looks
on
like a
this
struggle
thing.
beard.
You
Yeah,
can
it looks
barely
like
see
it
it.
looks like you've been working
Bobby,
hard
my
on
life
it.
is a struggle,
Yes,
man. So
it
the
looks
beard
like
ain't no
it.
different.
Yeah. All right, there he is, George Birge. Follow him at George Birge on Instagram or George Birge Official on TikTok. Not the unofficial guy, because that guy's a douche. The unofficial George Birge. All right, there he is, George Birge. All right, let's clap him out of here. Nice job.
It's a Bobby Bones Show.